Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Martin. Let's talk about books. Each of our book talk slides will have the title and the author listed up at the top for you, and we'll have the cover of the book on there so you can see what the book looks like on the shelf. We'll also have the genre in the top right corner so that it's easy to find in the library and for you to know just, of course, what genre the book is. Let's go ahead and get started. The first book we're talking about today is The Haunting of Sunshine Girl by Paige Mackenzie. Something pretty scary is going on with Sunshine's new house, but the more weird stuff that's happening, the less her mom believes her. I'm going to read a little selection from the book right here at the beginning. "Hey, Mom," I whisper, gently shaking her shoulder. "Mom, did you hear that?" She answers, her voice thick with sleep. She was really tired after having driven so far. I should let her sleep. But then the footsteps start again. Oh gosh, maybe this house doesn't feel creepy because it's been empty for months. Maybe it feels creepy because a crazed murderer has been squatting on the floor above us, waiting for some unsuspecting family to move in so he could strangle them in their sleep. My heart is pounding and I take deep breaths, trying to slow it. But it just gets faster. The footsteps don't actually sound like a crazed murderer's, though. They sound light, kind of playful, kind of like a child is skipping through the rooms above us. "Mom," I repeat, more urgently this time. Maybe there really is a kid up there. Maybe he or she got lost or ran away from home. "What is it?" Mom asks sleepily. "Do you hear that?" I ask. "Hear what?" "Those footsteps." "All I hear is your voice keeping me awake," she says, but I can tell she's smiling. "It's probably just the cat," she adds, rolling over and putting her arms around me. "Go back to sleep. I promise this place won't seem so creepy in the morning." She emphasizes the word creepy like it's some kind of joke. "It's not funny," I protest, but Mom's breathing has resumed its steady rhythm. She's already fallen back to sleep. "It's not funny," I repeat, whispering the words into the darkness. The last thing I expect is an answer, but almost immediately after I speak, I hear it, clearly and softly, as though someone is whispering in my ear. Not footsteps this time, but a child's laugh, a giggle, light and clear as crystal, traveling through the darkness. Find out what exactly is going on in Sunshine Girl's house in The Haunting of Sunshine Girl by Paige Mackenzie. You can see this is the first in the series, and look for it on the fantasy shelves. What Waits in the Water by Kieran Scott is the perfect story for those that love to travel up north, go to lake homes, or just love a good, creepy mystery. Hannah is excited to spend some time with her best friend Jacob at his lake house over the summer. It's the first time they're really going to get to hang out, swim, not have so much parental supervision. The catch is that Hannah's annoying new stepsister Katie is tagging along. And then the thing that's going to make matters even worse is that the town they're staying in is sort of creepy. As Hannah gets to know some of the kids in the town, she learns there are all kinds of rumors swirling about. The rumors are mostly about the lake, about mysterious deaths and drownings that can't be explained, and monsters that may lurk below the surface. Now, Hannah is one who is not going to believe most of this, except that things do seem sort of strange around the lake, and some things that can't be explained, especially when something in particular happens. Hannah all of a sudden can't deny something is waiting in the water. Check this one out by Scott in Mystery. If you're looking for a more realistic read, 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott might be your speed. Stella Grant loves to be in control, but that's hard to do when her totally out of control lungs have sent her in and out of the hospital most of her life. At this point, what Stella really needs to do is just keep herself away from anyone or anything that could jeopardize her chance at a lung transplant. And that means she needs to stay 6 feet apart from others, without exception. And then we've got Will. He's our other main character. He wants to be in control of his life outside of the hospital. And he couldn't care less anymore about any new drug trials that he could do, any new treatments. He's done with all his hospital time. He wants to turn 18, unplug all the machines that he's been a part of, and he is done with hospitals, wants to get out and see the world. He's finished being sick. So Will is exactly what Stella needs to stay away from, and if he so much as breathes on her, they could kill each other, really. She could lose her spot on the transplant list. The only way to stay alive is to stay apart. But of course, that's exactly what's going to happen. The two of them want to be together. You've got to read this book to find out how it goes. The Selection by Kira Cass. We'll take a look at the trailer of this sci-fi read first. This is the first book in the series, and then I'll tell you a bit more.
For 35 girls, the selection is a chance of a lifetime. The chance to be swept up into a world of glittering gowns and jewels. The chance to win Prince Maxon's heart. I didn't think this is what I wanted. I was content where I was. I was in love. But it turns out, the life I always imagined might not compare to the future I never dreamed of.
Poor America Singer. She thought that being selected would be a nightmare because it would mean turning her back on her secret love, a man who is below her in status and below her in society. But the moment she meets Prince Maxon, everything changes, and she starts to question all the plans that she's made for herself. Suddenly, having this competition means everything. Check out The Selection in science fiction under C for Cass.
For 35 girls.
If you're looking for a really quick read, check this one out, In Sports by Gary Soto. This is Taking Sides. If you've ever been torn between two groups of friends, or even two tough decisions, and my gosh, who hasn't? You'll understand why Lincoln Mendoza is struggling in this book. This read is under 150 pages, and it brings us straight into Lincoln's world right on the first page. It's a place where playing basketball at his new, mostly white school is fun, but he still misses his old basketball team in the barrio. Things get even more complicated when the two teams face each other. How's he going to play his best against his best friends from his old neighborhood and yet betray his new teammates by not giving the game everything he's got? I think anyone would be able to relate to this feeling of being torn between two groups that mean so much to them. Taking Sides by Gary Soto, such a quick read. You're going to really feel for Lincoln's character throughout the entire book, and you've got to find out how he's going to try to balance both sides. Thanks so much for your attention, and I hope that one of these books or authors stood out to you. Come on down to the library to check one out or put books on hold if anything is taken. Thank you and happy reading.